Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here. Today we're looking at an RHO. A lot of you want me to buy one of these, so we'll take a look at one and we'll talk about it. This truck's being provided by the Jeep here in, well, Dodge Ram Jeep Crosser here in Sandy. Link to their website in the description down below. Link to my car buying guide too. Let's get into it. Powering the RHO is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 14 around town, 16 on the highway, with power outputs being 540 horsepower and then 521 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, although these hood vents are fake, I think that they're pretty cool looking, and then the center one is actually functional and it has the marker lights, which adds to the cool factor quite a bit. And I will say, the new light design with the RHO and the animation I think is also pretty cool. The hollow Ram logo that this shares with the Ram TRX is another nice feature. And then I love the just chunky recovery points and then the giant bash plate up front. And so yeah, like many of you, I definitely am a fan of the front end style of the RHO. Now this has 35s wrapped around 18-inch wheels. And this is where I think that Ram kind of missed things a little bit. They should have a 37 package just like the Raptor with the RHO. It's not a deal breaker, but it is a little bit disappointing. But what's not disappointing is how beefed up the components are on the RHO. Look at that upper control arm. Now I definitely also love the giant fender flares and fenders and the little vent there. I do think rock rails should be standard on the RHO. And then these Blackhawk shocks are actually really capable and durable, which is appealing to me. I definitely like durability. And again, the side profile I think looks great. I think this truck overall looks a little bit better than the Raptor. Now with 25 Raptors, they've taken the Raptor logo off the key fob, but with the RHO you still get the cool logo on the key fob, which I don't think is nice. And this is definitely a nice feature, the tailgate drop down and remote start too. Now this one has the spare tire mount in the bed, which I think is a nice feature for those of you like myself that actually off-road. But no bed liner from the factory is kind of whack. And I do like this new tailgate feature where you can just kind of nudge it and that'll raise it up. Again, fancy taillights just like the headlights. And then you've got this cool bumper with the super aggressive looking exhaust tips with the recovery points. So like I said, altogether the exterior of this truck is really cool looking. And this leads us inside. I think Ram still leads when it comes to interior materials compared to the other truck makers. And this definitely continues onto the seats. You can see the nice perforations and all of that down the center. I've always been a big fan of these little buckets here at the bottom. And there's even more storage underneath the seat as well, which is nice. This also has heated and ventilated seats in the back, USB ports and an outlet. Now for me personally, the thing that's the most appealing about the backseat area is the size. You can fit people in car seats back there very easily. Let's now pop up front. Again, for the driver, you get really nice trim throughout and blind spot warning with the mirrors. And this has the trailer mirrors, so towing's good. This also comes with massaging seats, memory seat functionality. You've got automatic windows. The mirrors power extend out, and the mirrors are fully adjustable with these power features like the little convex mirror, for example. And you know, the payload's not too bad, 1357 for a full-size pickup truck. Not the best, but not the worst. And then these front seats, really nice trim, really comfortable. Have your power adjustments on the side. And I will say, for someone like me that has long legs, power adjustable pedals are kind of nice. All right, let's start her up. Now, I think the steering wheel is pretty cool with the sporty design and then those cool paddles on the back. And for someone like myself that drives a lot, this does have adaptive cruise control and lane centering, which is a nice feature to have. And I do like radio controls mounted on the steering wheel. Now, I'm not a huge techie person, but the digital gauge cluster is pretty cool in terms of the design and how you can change what it displays information-wise. The RHO also comes with a heads-up display and just really nice trim all across the dash. This also comes with a 360 camera, which is great in this pickup truck because it's massive and parking's a little bit of a hassle. Now this new screen is similar to what I had in my TRX, except they've added more stuff to the screen like the parking sensors and even the trailer steering system and trailer brake controls. But they still give you some physical controls like the auxiliary switches and then part of the trailer steering and trailer brake controls. And the screen itself is not instantaneous, but it's pretty responsive when you click into the different tabs. It just takes a second for some of the stuff to load up. Now the RHO also comes with a bunch of different drive modes, launch control. It's got a full-time four-wheel drive system, a rear locking differential, off-road cruise control, and auto stop start, which is nice for fuel economy, right? This also has tons of charging for phones, USB ports as well, which is great for someone like me that has a lot of gear. I do like the actual shifter here versus the dial, and then this is pretty cool on the center console. And I've commented on Ram's center console. It is so spacious. The practicality with this is fantastic. Now, I don't care how much money Ram offers me, I will never be a part of the passenger screen team. Stupid feature. But what's not stupid is the camera rear view mirror, and then the panoramic sunroof is also nice to let some extra light in, especially at nighttime. It's kind of fun. And then when it comes to pricing, I mean, it's not horrible. You can see $87,000 is the total MSRP, but you know, it is a Dodge, so that means you can wheel and deal on these. But let's take it out and sum things up. Well, ventilated seats. Let's actually get that massage seat function going. Maybe that'll really sell me on the truck. Let's go for high. If I get a massage while we're doing the drive. What I will say, and this isn't just a Ram thing, this is just all the American automakers lately. I have this little Chevy Equinox tester for the week, and it has a crooked center console button. The reason I'm mentioning this is this little trim at the bottom of the steering wheel doesn't feel like it's fully glued down. The quality control with American cars is excruciatingly disappointing right now. And it's not, I mean, I guess there's, like, I've seen some bad stuff with the European cars too, and even a little bit with the Japanese, but the Japanese seem to do a lot better when it comes to quality control. But yeah, that is one thing that I think is a big downside for me, is I feel like my TRX was really well built. Like, everything just was very tight, fit and finish was good, and the new stuff coming out, it seems like it's just not quite as good. Like, you know, whoever's gluing this stuff, put a little bit more glue maybe. Take a little bit more time before you move on to the next car. I don't know. Might seem a little bit harsh. Now, yeah, see, it literally like creaks. Someone, like, that would drive me crazy. I mean, it's an $87,000 pickup truck. What do you expect? In terms of my reaction. But I will say the RHO does drive really nice. Again, being a full-size pickup truck, it's got a very long wheelbase. So going over the bumps, it isolates it pretty well. And then this new inline six is a very impressive engine when it comes to the performance and the fuel economy for what this is. It's a high performance Baja truck with 35s, and it gets, you know, the EPA rating's not too bad. And in real world conditions, you can actually probably get a little bit better when the EPA rates are set. But yeah, it's very smooth with the power delivery, and it's pretty quiet. That is one downside with this over the TRX. The TRX had that rowdy V8 that I absolutely loved. But you know, maybe now I need something that's a little bit more refined because I'm older and more mature. Hopefully more mature. Sometimes I question that. That's kind of a cool feature because this is such a wide truck, so having a blind spot camera is actually pretty useful. See, there's certain tech that I like that, but passenger screen, I don't care about that. Little RHO badge down there is actually pretty cool. And the other nice thing about these full-size pickup trucks now is they put quite a bit of insulation in them, and so it's pretty quiet, which, you know, I don't need something to be like the most luxurious. I mean, I daily drove a Wrangler for a while, but it is nice, especially on the highway, so you can actually like hear yourself think rather than hear just tire and wind noise the whole time you're driving. Man, this powertrain really is smooth. If this thing ends up being reliable, it'll be one of the best turbo powertrains out there, just with the performance and fuel economy that at least what I've seen so far in big vehicles. It seems like inline sixes are better when it comes to fuel economy than V6 turbos. Because a good example of that is I've got this isn't a V6 turbo, but I have a Land Cruiser with the hybrid 4-cylinder, and then I have a Grenadier with an inline six. The Grenadier weighs like 700 pounds more than the Land Cruiser, and I get better fuel economy on the Grenadier on average. And it's got 2 more cylinders and no hybrid. So it just seems like inline sixes are really efficient. And they're quick and the power delivery is smooth. Now, it doesn't sound good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It doesn't sound good. And I don't know if an exhaust could ever make this sound good, but it's turbo inline six. Actually, you know, BMW's B58, because I got that in the Grenadier, actually sounds pretty good. I got a raised air intake with that too, which kind of adds to the fun with the sound. So, in closing, this thing does drive really well. It's super comfortable. It's very capable off-road. Again, I owned a TRX for 2 years. If you can fit down a trail, you can go through it. It's crazy how much capability there's. There's tons of capability. I mean, it's a nice truck. The biggest things for me, like I said, a little bit with the little bit with a modern build quality. And then I guess the other thing, I don't like the size. I mean, you can see here, this is like one of the most open parking lots that I experience on a day-to-day basis with my job. And I still kind of have to think as I'm going around corners, whereas in my vehicles that are all, like this is 230 inches, roughly 232 inches, I think, in length. All the vehicles that I own currently are like about 190 to 195 inches in length. With those, I can go around corners, don't even think about it. This is also like 85 inches wide. The vehicles I own are like 10 inches narrower. So again, as I'm going around the corners and everything with those vehicles, I'm not really thinking about it. Whereas this, like, this is a good example. Coming around here, like, I literally have to kind of go, it's like I'm squeezing through. Again, not the end of the world, not the worst thing on the planet, but I also don't really care to kind of deal with the size of it. So let me guys think. I know a lot of you really want me to get one of these and test out the inline six for a lot of miles and everything, and it's tempting. I just don't know if I want to go back to a giant pickup truck. I have space on the property for it, but I don't know if I want to deal with, I mean, here's another good example. I'm not the best person at parking, and with these big pickup trucks, I feel like I have to park and repark like 5 times versus a little SUV. It's like you just zip into the parking space. No problem. Man, that creaking would just drive me so crazy. If this was like a $20,000, $30,000 vehicle, I'd be like, ah, comes with the territory. But at $80-something thousand, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.